Bambino Gold, GPT done, aka Great Product done. Make sure you log in to forshowmad.com and you're going to get my special interview.
See me out stunning, she get super happy. She told her friends I'm her baby daddy. My diamonds bungee jumping on top of straight madness. Trap and make this shit happen.
Alright, so let's start out by telling people who you are.
What up, people? My name is Bambino Gold, independent artist from Montgomery, Alabama. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been up here like 12 years. Deep in the streets, I fuck with niggas from all zones. That's me, Bambino Gold, the Don.
So you're originally from Alabama, correct?
Yeah.
What was it like there? Like, what was life like in Alabama?
I grew up in Montgomery in a neighborhood called Ridgecrest. It was probably the most active neighborhood in the city. And my block was D Block, which is the most active block in the city. And I grew up gang banging and hustling and stuff. Fucking around with fast cars, big rims, and doing that type of shit.
So now you live in Atlanta, correct?
Yeah.
What made you move here?
I was getting in trouble. I had went to boot camp. I was 13. I had shot somebody. And when I got out of boot camp, I had moved up here. Actually, I moved to Grand Rapids, Michigan first. Then when I left Michigan, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, so you from the Michigan, huh?
I'm not from there. I had moved up there, though.
Mm.
I loved it, though. Some of the most beautiful females. That when I got into visiting the boxing arenas and shit. I was running around. I used to see Floyd all the time and hit people, man. They were doing their thing. They been with the money team. Yeah.
So what would you say is the noticeable difference between Alabama and Atlanta?
More avenues. Shit hit Atlanta first, so it's more faster for real. So that basically it. Like my difference would be like me and my people, we really bought most of the shit to my town. Like in my town, the capital city of Alabama. So we really bought most of the shit from Atlanta, like to there.
So I heard you had ties in with Mike Will.
Yeah, that's my homie. That was my first ever producer. I was fucking with him before. I was fucking with him when he was a rapper. And he actually helped me get in the game and shit. He introduced me to Gucci, man, and Waka. I was finna get my first situation through like Mike Will. That's my homie.
How did y'all link up?
I used to be in Marietta and shit, and I ran into him. We had got cool. He gave me a CD, and I had a studio in my house. Gave me a CD, and I heard the beats and shit, and they music, and it was like jamming. So I had got out him, and then we just were tight ever since.
I heard that you got affiliation with Gucci and Waka. Tell us a little more about how that came about.
Yeah, basically that was it, man. I met them through Mike Will. I went to fucking with them. Me and Waka was real tight. Waka used to be all in the streets with me and shit. Then he a blood and shit, so a lot of his family situation really like coming through, hanging with me and stuff. Like it started making sense once we had got cool and shit. Waka street nigga, he used to be all in the trap house with me.
So were you signed to Gucci at any time?
Nah, I never signed to Gucci. The only I ended up signing to Trill Entertainment, which was like a crazy situation. That was the only people I ever signed to. I was dealing with Trill. When I got out, my brother Eldorado Red, he was dealing with Trill Entertainment. He was actually trying to get a situation with them, and he brought me to them. And they was very interested, and I ended up working with the late great my little partner Lil Fat. We ended up getting tight, and Fat was pushing for me to sign the Trill. He ended up dying, and I dropped the mixtape. After my first mixtape, like they were blowing me up, like, man, come on over here. They needed me and shit.
Now, Big Fat was young, but he made a heavy impact in the streets, you feel me, as far as his music go and just as far as him as a person. You know what I'm saying? It was said that he was a great person, you know what I'm saying? What was it like knowing him?
Shit, he was young, man. Fat was like, I met him, he was like 18, and he riding Bentleys and Audis, and You know, he was buying pints of lean every day, and he was just fucking up a check, like. And I was fucking up a check, but he was like heavy with that shit. So he was like, honestly, he the first person to actually try to really get me a situation, and knew like he was really pushing for that shit. So I say like that was a real young nigga for me to fuck with, man. Especially being that he was from a whole nother side of the United States. He from Baton Rouge, and I was from the south side in Montgomery, so it was like we was on that south side type of shit, and it was just straight gangster. You know what I'm saying? I really got a lot of respect for homie.
Now, when I first introduced myself and told you, you know, I was from Detroit, first thing you said was, man, I got a lot of respect for Detroit. It's some real hustlers that come from there. Elaborate on that.
Oh yeah, see, like me being in Atlanta, like I said, I've been here 12 years. So when I was coming up here, man, that was like when like the blowing money fast was real strong, and you know the head ones of that, they were from the D, you know. So that gave a strong reputation right there. Like they was from Detroit, and they came out here and really turned it up. They fucked it up. They the first one, and all the pretty ass cars and shit. Like this shit was Beverly Hills or something.
If I'm not mistaken, I saw one of your videos on MTV. That's big for somebody that came from the hood to make it on national TV. Like, how did it feel when you first saw yourself on there?
Man, I ain't really give a fuck for real. But when all my nieces and nephews and shit, they were calling me. They were like, man, we see you on TV. Then I had it on demand also, so they watching that shit like faithfully. Like anytime somebody came in the house, so I was like, okay, I'm making an impact that my niece and nephew feel like they gonna make it. So that when that started can, like when they started can. Really, I just cut the check. I'm like, let go.
All right, now if you could look at the Bambino Gold maybe 5 years ago, like that young dude, what advice would you give him?
Stay out of prison. Shit. Do you something positive, stay out of trouble. 5 years ago, I was in prison.
Do you think he would have listened?
Hell yeah, he would have listened to the future me. If I let him know, hey, this me from the future. Stay your ass out of prison. That shit ain't gonna add up. I probably would have had been with Gucci or something. Signed with Gucci or something if that shit wouldn't ever happen.
All right, now what's some future plans for you?
My future plans, I'm about to have my first kid. I just got me a nice ass house. I need to put that shit on Love and Hip Hop or something. So my future plans is to be turned up. I'm about to drop my next tape. It's called The Love Is Fake and The Hate Is Real. The love fake, the hate real. And I'm about to put videos on MTV and radio. And I'm gonna be out there in Detroit turning up real heavy, man. Shout out to Ice World Vezo. Shout out to all the other rappers out here out there, dope boys. Be out there fucking it up, man. My boy Cassius Kane.
All right, you spoke Cassius Kane. What's your relationship like with him?
Oh, I had met him. He was doing a little something in the street, trying to get himself together. And I met him. He was a DJ doing that, so I ain't no clicking with him and shit. Yeah, he cool guy. He making noise too.
All right, for sure. So, any last words?
Yeah, man. Free all the real niggas. Get money. Everything shouldn't result to violence. Make shit smarter, not harder. And get your education if you're young. And that's about it.